Hello guys, meet again with Queen MMA. In boxing, there have been many interesting and spectacular fights that deserve to be remembered. In the fight, the audience is usually more interested in watching the duel of buying and selling punches rather than seeing the two boxers dodge and embrace each other in the fight. No doubt, the knockout is a dramatic moment to finish the fight where the fight is considered more interesting. Here are 10 of the most memorable knockout wins of all time. But before we continue, we remind you to press the subscribe button and activate the bell for those who haven't, so you don't miss interesting info from us. 1. Michael Bentt vs. Tomy Morrison. The fight against Michael Bentt vs. Michael Morrison took place at the Tusla Convention Center, Oklahoma in the WBO Heavyweight Championship. Tomy Morrison was the WBO titleholder at the time, while Michael Bentt was an obscure boxer who had only 11 fights in 5 years. In the ring, Tomy Morrison could easily make Bentt squeezed in the ring rope. Bentt even staggered twice due to Morrison's hook. But Morrison was tired and opened up opportunities for Bentt to make a combination that made Tomy Morrison fall on the canvas. Morrison was able to get up, but ended up falling back for the second time. The knockdown rule of 3 applies, which means Michael Bentt doesn't stop hitting Morrison for a knockdown. As a result of this defeat, finally, the $8 million fight between Morrison vs. Lennox Lewis couldn't continue. 2. Mike Tyson vs. Michael Spinks. Michael Spinks is a boxer who has not been knocked down in 31 fights, and he is a Hall of Fame fighter. At that time, Mike Tyson hit Michael Spinks with a big punch that made Michael Spinks fall to the canvas for the first time. Michael Spinks then got up to continue the fight, but seconds later he was completely defeated by Mike Tyson in the fight. Then Mike Tyson celebrates just with his arms outstretched with a poker face expression. This is an unforgettable moment for Mike Tyson fans to date. 3. Oleg Maskiev vs. Hassam Rahman 2. The second fight between Oleg Maskiev vs. Hassam Rahman took place on August 12, 2006, in the WBC heavyweight event. Oleg Maskiev is a boxer born in Kazakhstan who has become a citizen of the United States. Oleg Maskiev managed to become the WBC heavyweight world champion after he managed to knock out the defending champion, Hassam Rahman. At the start of the match, Hassam Rahman was actually seeded to retain the title and save the domination of the United States. However, unexpectedly, Oleg Maskiev regained his energy in the final round and dominated the match. At the start of the 12th round, Oleg Maskiev managed to knock down Hassam Rahman, who was exhausted. Then a few minutes later, Oleg Maskiev really finished Hassam Rahman. 4. Mike Weaver vs. John Tate. March 31, 1980, was an unforgettable time for heavyweight boxing fans as Mike Weaver fought John Tate. John Tate himself is considered by many to be a potential successor to Muhammad Ali. He was the bronze medalist of the 1976 Montreal Olympic heavyweights. He lost to Teofilo Stevenson in the semi-finals. John Tate, the popular seed, had full control throughout 14 rounds. But in the last round of the 15th round, John Tate, who should have won easily, had to fall because of a right hook that landed in the jaw 45 seconds before the game ended. Tate fell with his face to the canvas. Until now, if there is a match in which one of the fighters is already ahead on points and is certain to win, but ends up KO in the seconds before the last round, then the match is often referred to as the Tate vs. Weaver fight. 5. Derek Jefferson vs. Maurice Harris. The fight between Derek Jefferson vs. Maurice Harris took place on June 11, 1999. In his heyday, Derek Jefferson was considered a thrilling heavyweight player with one-hit knockout power. One of Derek Jefferson's unforgettable achievements was the fight against Maurice Harris. The two heavyweights knocked each other down in the ring, but Derek Jefferson had a sweet finish with a left hook that ended the fight. Maurice Harris fell to the canvas, which ended the fight in the 6th round after they fought it out. The fight was universally referred to as the knockout of the year in 1999. 6. Samuel Petra vs. Jeremy Williams. Samuel Peter is a heavyweight hitter to be reckoned with. He is a very strong and aggressive boxer who hails from Nigeria. Samuel Peter has built his record with 20-0 after becoming a professional boxer in early 2001. Then in 2004, 24-year-old Peter met Jeremy Williams in the ring. What happened next was one of the most memorable heavyweight knockouts of the 2000s. At that time they met in Las Vegas to fight for the vacant NABF heavyweight belt. Samuel Peter brutally ended the fight in the second round by landing a left hook on Jeremy Williams' exposed chin. Williams immediately fell on his back with his eyes closed. It's a beautiful left hook. 7. George Foreman vs. Jerry Cooney. The fight George Foreman vs. Jerry Cooney can be called the preacher and the puncher, where two old heavyweights seek respect. Gary Cooney is the most difficult boxer to hit since his defeat 8 years ago and his career setback. While George Foreman is a former world champion who was dethroned by Muhammad Ali in 1974 and then retired in 1977. Then he experienced a spiritual crisis until he found his way back by becoming a pastor at his church in Houston, Texas. 1987 George Foreman took everyone by surprise when he decided to return to the ring at the age of 38. In his 20th fight after retiring, he faced Jerry Cooney. The fight caught the attention of the audience and tickets were sold out. In the first round, George Foreman mustered the strength to move forward while Jerry Cooney boxed smartly with japs and dodges. The fight in this round belonged to Jerry Cooney, but in the second round, Jerry Cooney did not have the energy to maintain his strategy. Under pressure, Gary Cooney took a lot of punches that knocked him down. He was able to get up, but was immediately met with a left hook that stopped him without bothering the referee to count. Eight. Deontay Wilder vs. Tyson Fury 2. Deontay Wilder has defended his belt 10 times after snatching it from Bermane Stiverne on January 17, 2015, having to give up his title against Tyson Fury. Meanwhile, Tyson Fury has won his second bout against Deontay Wilder after the previous meeting ended in a draw in 2018. The duel that took place at the MGM Grand Arena this time has given Deontay Wilder the biggest slap in his career. Not only was he knocked down for the first time, but he also had to accept defeat for the first time in more than a decade in his career. At that time Deontay Wilder's camp threw a towel in the 7th round after Fury managed to corner and throw several punches to Wilder's head and body. It is known that Deontay Wilder's left eardrum ruptured when he received an attack in the 3rd round which left him unable to maintain balance. Nine. Manny Pacquiao vs. Ricky Hatton. The Manny Pacquiao vs. Ricky Hatton bout took place on May 2, 2009, for the IBO, Ring Magazine, and Lineal Light welterweight titles. Their fight is often referred to as the Battle of East and West. Manny Pacquiao defeated Ricky Hatton by knockout in the 2nd round, having previously been knocked down twice in the 1st round. The knockout win was awarded as Knockout of the Year by Ring Magazine. After his match with Manny Pacquiao, Ricky Hatton was rumored to be reuniting with Floyd Mayweather Jr., but that hasn't happened yet. After suffering defeat at the age of 32, Ricky Hatton announced his retirement and never competed again. Ten. Muhammad Ali vs. Cleveland Williams. Muhammad Ali's fight against Cleveland Williams is considered by observers to be Ali's most perfect appearance. At that time Muhammad Ali was 24 years old and had changed his name from Cassius Clay to Muhammad Ali. Cleveland Williams gave up in the 3rd round after being knocked down twice in the 2nd round. Watching this match, the fans began to believe in Ali's abilities. They admit that Muhammad Ali had the speed of hitting, footwork, and an intelligent brain. But Muhammad Ali proved that his quality is more than that. So guys, those are the 10 most memorable knockout wins of all time in the heavyweight division. Don't forget to add your comments below and like and share the video with your friends. See you in another video. See ya.